there you go. Part 2. I'm going to remove some stuff off the engine. This is a pretty oily situation here. Of course, this is giving you the general layout right here. So I guess that'd be handy to take all that stuff off. So we can start over there on the starter, doesn't matter. It's going to be, the starter bolts are going to be an E12. Don't worry, I'll get you flipped around in just a second. Like I said, that's going to be an E12. And if you do this on the car, there's your combination. Of course, it's going to want to roll on me. That's kind of a given. There's a block in here, a seal, that needs to go back in it. I said it's kind of tough because it's going to want to roll. But that block right here needs to go back in it. Kind of seals it off. This stuff over here off the side. I'm gonna, your bolts accessible, the flywheel bolts accessible from here, or flex plate bolts I should say, accessible from here. I want to take crank sensor. I'm going to take this bracket off of it. I don't know to what extent the other one has or does not have stuff on it. Oh, that's that bracket right there. I'll go ahead and take all of that loose. There she moves. Wow. That's all in there. Nasty oil. People not changing oil in freaking vehicles. 18 on the flex plate. I was going to give this engine here a try, by the way. I never did advertise this, why I'm taking it out. Kind of let that snap. Yeah, I forgot what that was. We'll have to wait on that one. This thing's been pretty nasty, so I don't know what the deal is with all that. E14. You can't see, sorry. Leave the starter bolts with the starter. I mean the alternator bolts with the alternator. Oh, can't undo the bracket just yet. I better not. That would be very problematic. Pause you up for just a second. Use an E18 on the front to roll this engine over. I'm gonna pause you up since you can't see anyway. That keeps running. Alright, since that's a high performance engine, there's only 3 bolts in the flex plate. That was a joke, by the way. Here we got regular bolts. Zip these out. We've got 1, 2, and 3 on the AC compressor. I will be taking the bracket off as well. Again, make sure, very important, don't get no crap in those ports. That'd be a bad day. Leave the bolts, the bracket, we're going to leave everything. Take our spacer bracket off. Like I said, I don't know what's going to come with it and what doesn't come with it anyway. This is the spacer bracket for the AC. Theoretically, you can put the AC compressor right back onto that bracket. That way there's not no confusion about it. Got some hoses now. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3 bracket. Then we want to concentrate on all of this mess right here. This is the return, the oil return that goes into the pan. There's a feed, there's a water feed, thermostat housing, all of that good stuff is going to come off of there because I don't know what they're going to give us. On both the flex plate here, we've got the oil filter housing along with feed tube over here. The water inlet, intake. That part is pretty straightforward. You're going to see all the 18 mil bolts that are on the transmission itself, and down here you got some 15s as well that are going on the oil pan. I'm not going to video all of that part. That would be pretty, well, I don't have to. I mean, like I said, if you can't figure that part out, you maybe shouldn't be working on it anyway. So I'm going to leave it at that and pause the camera up. I'm going to keep the camera on just in case. The transmission bracket, the transmission mount, that has to come off because you got to get your bolt out. Okay, so you'll have to remove it anyway. So now I'm going to be done talking. I'm just going to swing it around a little bit, start removing some stuff that I can see needs to be removed right now. E10. Need a standard Torx. Get the coil out. Remember, we have a remove inlet. I don't know why I read this. Anyway, get your coil out of there with a T30, regular Torx. Dipstick and the valve cover going to stay here. The valve cover is actually can't say it. No, it's a Dorman replacement. Odds are, like valve cover and all that good stuff, it'll be on the other one. I'm fairly certain it will be. Let's see. Sorry about that. I'm looking. Screwdriver with it. Disappeared. Friggin' disappeared. You can probably tell this is not a virgin here. That's been worked on, obviously, with that many hose clamps on it. You know, that thing's definitely been worked on. This is actually an expensive little bugger right here. It's a heated thermostat. And actually, I put that on not too long ago. Let me tell you, they don't give them away. Shut your pie holes loose. Ain't no need. The one thing you're always going to dread on these things here is going to be your intake exhaust manifold. That's probably not going to cooperate with us. At least not the way we want it to. Actuators, cam actuators, definitely coming out. Stays here. They're gonna be here sometime tomorrow, I'm being told. At least I hope they are. It's going to be nice if they are. pause you up and do a little bit of switcheroo here. Well, the next thing is going to be, I need the table. I need the workbench now. Portable workbench. I think that's good enough right there. Of course, now that it's on my table, obviously we're able to take the belt off. Anything that pertains to the transmission, of course I'm not going to worry about that because, well, obviously, since the transmission ain't going. That's what that is. Now they're trying to charge all these junkyards, charging you a core, which that's something they used to not do. But anyway, doesn't matter what they used to do. What is used to be don't matter. What is. That's what they're doing now. I'm gonna go ahead and finish pulling this off. There's a piece of sheet metal over here that needs to go back on it if you can. Probably be a good idea. 18, 15, like I said earlier, you got 18 mil and 15 mil in here. You're going to use a ratchet and a wrench. Some of that only comes out after you remove the filter, the oil filter. So here's that bracket, shield, whatever it is. Not a bracket, I guess it's a shield of some sort. So, well, whatever you call it. Well, that's it right there. Try to keep this neat and clean because, well, for one, remember we have to use this transmission. We don't want to hurt it. So these are going to be problematic on top unless you get some stuff taken apart. So I get if I have one of the brackets here, because that's my my lifting point. If I don't take it off tonight, that's okay. We'll do that. We'll do that tomorrow. Not a deal breaker. Anybody wonders, my table here, I got the rollers for it, Home Depot. They are actually rubber rollers, but they're pretty powerful units. I mean, they're like, I think I want to say about 350 pounds a piece, so they can carry quite a load. More of the torque stuff. So this is an oil feed right here, and then we've got you want to make sure that this is clean. That has got to stay clean. That's the lifeline of that turbo. If you get dirt in that, it's game over. Odds are it's game over. No play in this one here. Like I said, you can reach in there. If you remember from part one, my rant on that, you should be able to reach in there and spin that turbo really, really freely. And there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that. I'm gonna be honest with you, if you're really gonna break anything, that'll be something you're gonna break right there. Come on, stay on there. I'm gonna take the bracket loose. That's kind of scaring me right now. Dang it. Ugh. With that bracket on there, that tab, you might break it trying to bend it up and get it to go out. So we'll do it this way. Wow, it actually came out. That drain tube normally breaks. I'm telling you, you gotta be very careful with them. Normally the SOC's in there, they'll break every time. I got one hose here. Not a big deal. Get out of the way of the camera. Let me see. I don't know. Maybe you can see. Careful with our turbo assembly. So, like I said, that's a drain back here, and be sure that that is nice and clean. I'm not 100% for sure what all I'm going to post, you know, but anyway, some of it will be posted, some of it may not be posted. It's a E11 on the bracket that holds the coolant line, and then we need to switch back to the 12 for the housing. So you got that O-ring in the back of it that does your draining. There's a drain back for the oil. I'm going to do the front bracket now, 15, as advertised. Damn coolant's starting to run everywhere. Don't that make you mad? Alright. You know, there was actually something, I guess, worth adding in. I've noticed this about the bigger shops. Even the bigger shops, it seems like they don't have metal tables and all that good stuff to roll around in their shops. And I honestly don't know how they can do without it. I mean, to me, these things are invaluable. I've got a couple of them, actually. As a matter of fact, the one that is sitting over there that I use, I've got my vise and everything on it. I've had an entire car sitting on that. Just as a test, we were messing around. Me and my buddy was messing around one day, and he said, "I wonder if it'll hold a car." And I lowered it right on top of it. But anyway, anyhow, there is our engine assembly, as you can see, hanging there, so we can get our transmission out of the way. I want to do the water pump. We'll get the sensors out of here, and that's pretty much stripped. We got it all, guys. Well, actually, just in case, we might need a flex plate. I doubt it, but we're just gonna say we might. 17. Impact on something like this, very important. Make sure that the socket is straight against the metal plate. There's no head to speak of. That's what I'm talking about. You don't have no area to make a mistake. You go crooked, it's done. And yes, they have thread locker on it. They'll have to be clean. If that's going to get changed, just like a torque converter, the threads will have to be cleaned up, dried, and we're going to need some minimum of a blue thread locker. Sometimes I go as far as using the red stuff, which is pretty potent.